Wokeness has no future, as do obviously most people who are woke, and when I say most people, I mean all of them. Everyone woke is just mentally unhinged, a lunatic without any future, and sometimes I mean it literally. Fun fact, did you know that 41 out of 100, you know what I'm talking about. In any case, if that didn't put a smile on your face because the world is healing, nothing probably will, sadly. But wokeness is a disease that we can't really fully get rid of. Once we already thought gaming is free of this absolute boring, stupid drag, and, well, guess again, boys. Guess again. We are still here, still fighting the good fight. Remember, we are on the right side of history. It is a decree at this point.
Everything Sweet Baby Inc. touches turns to trash, and of course, the people behind this company love to play the victim. It's the only way they really get attention at this point, and now Kim Belair finally admits Sweet Baby Inc.'s real role in AAA gaming, while railing against critics saying, "We did nothing wrong." I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, there is never going to be a time where I personally am going to sit here and give Sweet Baby Inc. praise unless they come to their senses and say, "We're shuttering our studio," because they have never provided anything good to this
Based.
space. They basically just insert their own propaganda into products. From what we understand, though, Kim
By the way, this is not even a overstatement. They just literally come to a company, try to intimidate them to take them as consultants, and then just vocify every game that they touch. Every single game that they have a part in has been dog water. It has been terrible. Man, wokeness has no place in gaming or in real life.
Belair saying, "You guys are completely wrong," and the lie detector has determined that's a lie. Though in a surprisingly candid new interview, the CEO, Kim Belair, has admitted her company played a much deeper role in crafting the narratives of major AAA video games than previously acknowledged, while also dismissing critics as being against progress. The interview
I am hands down against progress. Progress is shit. Progress is bad. Progress is pretty fucking evil, honestly, at this point.
analyzed by Writing Raven and Master of the TDS, published in an article by Raven, offered a rare, unfiltered look at how SBI operates within the gaming industry. What Belair revealed has sparked renewed debate about the studio's influence, transparency, and ideology. These people do not actually care about the video game industry. They don't care about video games. They simply care about lining their own pockets.
True, real, and based. But they actually do care about subverting people and trying to indoctrinate them into their own type of delusions. Keep in mind, the left doesn't exist without indoctrination. It doesn't. That's why they try to find jobs at schools. That's why they try to do stuff like this, because they don't exist without some form of brain rot happening. They just don't.
Which is why I do not have any real respect for them. These people do not actually want to have to explain themselves to their critics in a meaningful way. They don't want to have a discussion. They simply want to yell into the void and have individuals within the mainstream industry come running to defend them and saying these poor, poor innocents, those toxic gamers, are attacking them yet again. So for years, SBI has maintained that it functions as a narrative consultancy group, a company that advises studios on inclusive storytelling. But in the late August 2025 discussion, Belair described her team's direct creative involvement in games like Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2 as something that goes far beyond simple narrative consultation. According to her, her staff worked on the narrative beats and character work for both projects, including key storylines involving Kraven and Harry Osborn.
Yep. We knew that they had involvement in Spider-Man because of how lame it was and how stupid it was. Here's a mini game where you get to graffiti and you're deaf. Bro, if that's not the most vogue DEI shit you have ever seen in your life, nothing will be.
born. It says, though, that admission alone contradicts Sweet Baby's long held claim that it only provides consultation, not hands on development. And I think that
And by the way, this was such a lie. You literally could see their list of CEOs, their list of people at the top that mattered, Sweet Baby, getting credited as writers for these games.
this is so hilarious because they are the ones who claimed that we were making it up. They were the ones who claimed that we were the liars, even though we were the ones who were right all along. As Writing Raven noted in her coverage, Belair's statements quietly confirmed what many gamers had suspected all along, that SBI is not merely offering input from the sidelines, it's shaping the creative heart of modern AAA games, and we've known this. That's why so many of us
By the way, even if they are offering just guidance from the sidelines, I'm still against that. This is stupid. I don't want this. Okay, I don't want anyone with this much brain rot giving any advice on anything. Okay, even if they legitimately are always on the sidelines and do absolutely nothing else, I don't want this. I hate them.
like Sweet Babying because they are not just, I don't know, proofreading and giving a little bit of feedback and telling the studios their opinions of the product. No, no, they are altering it in the writer's room. So, when pressed about backlash from players and journalists, Belair adopted a defensive tone. Now, I get that they have faced a lot of backlash, and when you are behind a product that you feel passionate about, you want.
By the way, wokeness is actually kind of. I would say it's in general down, but the crazies, the super crazies, are just getting even more super crazy. That's what I think currently is happening.
Want to defend it and you think that you can do no wrong, but at the same time, when you have millions of people criticizing you and your work, you think that by now they would have tried to understand where we are coming from, but they don't. They just want to say that they are the victims and that we.
Well, they are the victims because every game that they have involved themselves with has been a financial flop, by the way. No, seriously, I don't think there is a single game that has been a financial success that had Sweet Baby Inc. On their collaboration list. Spider-Man 2 was the closest, but Spider-Man 2 was a flop, by the way. Financially, it did not make money.
Are toxic. She said there are thousands of videos about us, but of those people, no one has written to us to say, hey, can I just ask a couple of questions about how.
What's the point? The last time these people said, "Hey, if you want, I can answer questions," and the other person said, "Yeah, okay," they ignored them. This is a lie. They constantly just lie. Oh, why didn't you ask me directly? Ask them directly. No answer. Oh, we didn't do this. Turns out you did do this. We didn't say this. Turns out you did say this. They lie about everything. At this point, you have a better chance that they lie about literally everything that they have ever said than they don't lie about things to the public.
this works, and this is such a massive lie. Every single video almost that I have seen on them from people like Smash JT, Hypnotic, even myself have mentioned at some point throughout those several minutes, oh hey, I'd love to have a discussion with them, or oh hey, they could actually try to reach out to people, or oh hey, they could prove us wrong, and that's never the case. It says though that this claim doesn't hold up to scrutiny. Multiple creators, including Smash JT, have publicly documented attempts to contact Sweet Baby Inc. that were ignored. And if they truly had such good evidence against the claims that content creators are making, they could just post that on social media. They could prove that we.
Yeah, one thing that people don't understand about lies is, well, lying is not that easy, especially about someone who is aware of the lies happening. Because if someone's lying about me, I just point out how that's a lie, because typically you can actually point out it. Or if it's something completely random, I mean, then you obviously need proof. So, if someone lies about me, I'm pretty ecstatic. I'm pretty happy. Because typically that just means I get an easy dunk video. That's it. But no, but these people, no. Oh, they're lying about us, but they never say anything. If someone's lying about you and you are aware of them lying about you, that's some of the easiest updates on Reddit you have ever seen in your life. Okay, maybe not on Reddit. Reddit's pretty gay, but still.
We are wrong, but they never do. I'll say it here, like I say it a lot now. If they want to have a discussion, I'd be more than happy to do so, but that's not going to happen. This was highlighted during the Gothic Therapy live stream, with Raven calling it a rewriting of public record. The inconsistency reinforced a growing perception that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't want engagement, it wants compliance. And this is the major issue that they would have, because we are not the access media. We are not going to sit here and allow them to spew lies. We are going to bring facts. We are going to bring evidence. We are going to question the claims that they're making, and they don't want that. They want us to just ultimately shut up and consume product. And Kim Belair is somebody who's very upset with the fact that she cannot go back to the good old days where she could lurk in the shadows and allow Sweet Baby Inc. to operate in the shadows, because every single time they are affiliated with the game now, we call it out, gamers boycott it, and these games do not make the money that the studios initially anticipated. Belair went on to describe the creative process as a battlefield, encouraging developers to fight for their baby, her phrase for personal ideas, even when they conflict with the game's established direction. For critics, that remark perfectly encapsulated the issue. SBI consultants aren't merely assisting, they're embedding their personal and ideological perspectives into someone else's project. And later in the discussion, she offered a sweeping defense of her company's work. When people fight against wokeness,
Oh, suicide! Just to squad something. I forgot about this game. Man, this was a blast. This was a blast.
what they are really doing is fighting against progressiveness, and in a way, fighting against the
Good. All my homies hate progressiveness, and we kiss the homies on the lips goodnight, okay? But we still hate progressiveness. It is what it is. It's the way that life was supposed to be.
themselves, which is just so hilarious.
There are the good people, aka us, and then there's the mentally ill.
I say this all the time. People can make whatever stories they want. If you want to make a game that I personally do not like and I disagree with, that is 100% okay. The Sweet Baby Inks can exist, the Black Girl Gamers can exist, and games like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Concord, Flintlock The Siege of Dawn.
Oh no, I don't believe women gamers exist in the slightest. Otherwise, I would already have a wife. Well, Veritaric always has the opportunity. I mean, I'm always open to a discussion. You know, it is. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, there's possibilities, there's options and whatnot. Okay, get in line. In any case, that was Veritaric. 10 out of 10. Bye.